Lads, how are we?
How are we doing?
What's up, mates?
What's up, mates? AT is back. Wizard, the moustache. We'll touch on that a little bit later.
Yes.
We'll touch a little bit later, but welcome back. Monday Night Football. We're going to dig into the international games, a little bit of the championship, and then the FA Cup quarterfinals this weekend. Welcome back. The easy on the eyes, easy on the ears, Alex James Taylor. Usually
three first names.
Yeah, full shebang. I think he only comes on here so we can have a drink on a Monday, but regardless, cheeky Bud Light.
Any excuse.
Just to loosen it up. Usually our championship correspondent, but did you know this about him, Wiz? What the fuck is that? Very well versed in the international scene. And there's a link there, right? Like, why is he so versed in the international scene? Because the depression that comes with supporting a team like West Brom, you need some light, you need some hope, you need to see some actual quality football. So he invests heavily in the England setup. He watches the games no one watches. So a little bit of an insult, a little bit of a compliment, little two-way jab there.
Not just invested into the setup in England, but also into the World Cup raffle too.
Yeah, the lad is he spread his tickets far and wide.
You got to be in it to win it, haven't you?
But before we get excited, go on.
Yeah, well, before we do get excited too, I just want to give one quick shout out. This is not a basketball podcast, but my UConn Huskies with one of the greatest moments in March Madness history. That's why they call it the Madness. Down 19, come back, basically just steal the ball at the last second, hit a three to win. Oh, I mean, I screamed so loud in my apartment that my neighbors knocked on the wall and were like, "Are you okay?"
I was watching it in your honor, and then they were 19 points down and playing like looked like high school team versus a college team. Those Bosa boys look phenomenal, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not cashing in some TV credit at home to watch this shite." So I got ready to put the baby to bed, and then saw on Instagram. I was like, and then I ended up watching the highlights on YouTube.
So you were the mush, is what they're saying.
I don't know what that means, but yeah.
Yeah, mush is basically the jinx.
Oh, okay, cool. If that's the case, I'll make sure I fully watch the next game. Next year, holding hand.
I'll be in Florida, so you got to flight to Florida on Saturday?
Easy. Is the Hitler mustache in celebration for this? Or
first of all, it's not. First of all, the H-man. Let's leave that. That has nothing to do with this. That has nothing to do with this.
That's a little.
If anything, this is just an honor. Honestly, I was so. I usually shave before I go see my parents. My mom thinks facial hair is disrespectful. It's basically like she's telling. Oh yeah, well, this is to basically send a message where it's like, if you don't want the facial hair, you're getting the stash. No, it's probably just to freak her out because like my dad has a mustache. Just gonna get a couple laughs out of it, but
yeah, listen, I like it. I didn't know you had that depth on the lip. Yeah, that's solid depth.
All the power comes from the mustache.
Yeah, of course.
I'm also trying to win a national title here too. So
true. Got
to break out all the stops, but that's all the basketball talk.
Well, congrats. So we've got England International, we've got the UConn. That'll be like they don't do DVDs anymore, but there'll be a special series on ESPN. 30 for 30 about that. So we've got England International. Let's have a little quick chat, very brief, about West Bromwich Albion.
Yeah,
what's the status? What is the status?
The status right now. Yeah, it got real dark a few weeks ago.
Years ago.
A few years ago. We are on to our third manager of the season now. But we've got the legend that is James Morrison. Baggy's legend, played for us for 12 years. Jimmy Moe, Jimmy the Mozza. He is doing wonders. Back-to-back wins.
Is he still in charge? Yeah.
Yeah, he's got it till the end of the season.
All right, got you.
And there's a growing swell of fans for him to get it full time.
Keep it.
And I think a couple more
wins.
What's
he done?
So he's been in charge for 5 games. Lost the first one to Oxford, and then called out the players. Then we drew 2 in a row to Sheffield United and Southampton, and then we've won back-to-back games against Hull and Bristol City. And
what's he doing different? Anything?
Just started playing 2 up top. We're actually trying to score goals.
Yeah,
and just made us a bit more solid at the back. And I think he's just stripped it back and gone back to basics, and it's really working wonders. And fans are enjoying going again. My whole family are going on Friday to the Good Friday game. Wrexham at home.
Oh, that'll be on TV somewhere, won't it?
Yeah, it will be. It's actually on Paramount here. But so just got the fans enjoying it again, and actually now thinking like, we'll be good, we'll be fine, we'll survive. And about a month ago, I was, as you can attest to, I was thinking we're done, we're going down.
Yeah, were you in the weeds, weren't you? You had your third manager, and you didn't change anything, and he came with a good background. So then you're like, who's coming in to save you? And then that Oxford game, that looked like nail in the coffin, didn't it? Because they're in the weeds with you.
Because they were below us, and it just got them back into it. And then they went on a 3 or 4 game winning run, and then we were thinking. So it just coincided that we're now actually winning. So we're looking up, not down. Leicester is still not doing well, and they're I think in it still. Oxford,
they're 22nd right now.
Yeah. So I think it'll be Sheffield Wednesday, Oxford, and I think it could be Leicester. But Pompey are doing a good job at,
shit in the bed
like a brick as well. Yeah.
It's just crazy to see a team like Leicester just drop off the face of the cliff like that. And I guess why is that? Because it's like, is it because they have to replace so many players, or why is it we're seeing some of these teams go down and they just immediately just keep on crumbling?
It's crazy because this will be the second. If Leicester do go down, it'll be the second season in a row where teams have gone down back to back from the Premier League into League One. So Luton did it last year. Luton dropped from Premier League and then dropped again from Championship. This would be the second consecutive season that someone would do the double drop, and it happens occasionally. I think a losing mentality sinks in, and I think with Leicester, it's just everything's going wrong. They got the points deduction, and now it's like that on paper they've got an okay team.
Yeah, I saw the highlights of their game the other day, and there was I can't remember the gentleman's name now. There's a striker that Everton got rejected to buy for 27 million last year or something like that when we were trying to buy anyone. Yeah. And I'm like, these are notable international players that are still starting for them.
Yeah.
So it's mad, but I made it for use. I think I always talk about on here that stopping the chatter and changing the vibe around a club and its state and all that stuff is massive. Use now the way you're talking about it and the way the fans are going to come to the game with that different energy. That's all you need. You just need that sometimes to shift the gears.
It's mad because you kind of justify, you kind of rationalize it to yourself. Oh, okay, yeah, we'll go down because I don't know when we're going to win again. I can't see us win another game. And then you win, and then you draw a couple, and you think, oh, actually, we might win a game. You win a game.
How many games are left?
7.
So there's not. I mean, we're right there, right?
No, exactly. And I was saying to my brother the other day, I was like, I can't see us losing half of those games. I can't see us losing 3 or 4 of those 7 games the way we're playing. I think we'd probably need another 2, maybe 3 wins, and then you're good. The big one is going to be on Monday. We got so all the championship have a full schedule of fixtures on Friday, and then they play again Monday. It's always Easter weekend. They always play 2 games over 4 days. So we've got Wrexham at home on Friday, and then Monday, big game against Blackburn away. That'll be so that's a big one. If we can get something against them,
would it be a case of
right in it?
Would it be
kind of going to the last few games thinking being a little bit more comfortable?
Would 2 points out of these next 2 games be decent for you or not? Can you hear me, Wiz?
I can hear you. I think our new colleague froze there. He didn't like your question. But there he is.
It is.
Can you hear us, Al?
My sound went for a second.
You what?
Sorry. So my sound went for a second.
It's all right. We know the Wi-Fi is crap in Boston. I was saying, would 2 points at the end of that weekend look like success for you or no?
I I think we want to win at least one of the games. I don't mind losing one as long as we win one. Like I think I'd rather 3, but yeah, coming out this weekend with 2 points, I'd be okay as well because he's still kind of carrying on that unbeaten momentum, really. So
yeah.
Cool. So looking at the standings right now, looks like Coventry's pretty much locked up. At least
they're pretty much nailed on.
And then Middlesbrough, Ipswich, and Millwall, they're all kind of fighting for that second position. Looks like Wrexham. Correct me if I'm wrong. Spots 3 through 8 make it to the playoffs. That's a new change. Is that a new change this season?
That comes in next season, I think. So
next season,
this season it's just 3 to 6.
Okay, so Wrexham, they're actually tied on points, but they're down on goal differential to Southampton right now. So they're gonna be
coming for you,
gunning for you guys in that next game. So I don't know if you're going to be getting 2 points there, unfortunately.
I think if Wrexham make the playoffs, I could see them winning it.
I could just
100%.
I just think that they've got that. It's like almost like it's just the story, isn't it? I can see them just like
it's
that
ridiculous.
momentum going. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Going into the playoff, and that would be, just insane. Just to go from the conference to the Premier League consecutive seasons, just
mad.
Wild.
No way. Even in their wildest dreams, they thought that happened. I remember them saying it as a joke, but there's someone's pulling the strings there from a transfer perspective because they've got shitloads of cash and shit like that and the Netflix stuff, but they're not really putting a foot wrong in the transfer market, are they? Like they're buying good players that are adding value every time. And even who were they playing recently in the FA Cup? Was it Chelsea?
Yeah, and they gave them a game.
Yeah. And you're like, Jesus Christ, But
finally, the horses took over a little bit, but they gave a good fight.
Yeah, they really did.
Did you see that story about Coventry about how they're giving a bunch of their fans free season tickets next season?
So I think it was if they stuck with them when they went down and they kept their season ticket, they get a free full year next season in the Prem. Even in the Prem, the only thing they'll have to pay for is the away games, right?
So it was when they went down to League One, they offered this promo, like I believe, like if they make it in the Premier League in X amount of years, whoever had got the season tickets
within 5 years,
whoever had got season tickets, if when they get to the Prem, would get the season tickets for free. So I think there's about 5,000 fans. I think
it's still a great amount. I mean, that's great support and
pretty cool.
That's going to be a good year for those fans. So shout out to them for, buying into their team and just sticking with their squad.
Absolutely.
They deserve it. So do we want to move things over to last week's results or do anything else going on in the champ at all?
Let's move on.
All right. Well, let's talk about, obviously, Italy had a big win last week. They've got a big one tomorrow. Mulligan's was filled with the Italians. They were excited. You
were there?
I tried to get in at first, but I guess having a podcast hosted by the place doesn't get you very far. So once the Italians, I was outside with the Irish, watching them just lose their minds and vape and break benches and just having a good old time. And then when Italy actually won, I made it in to actually see my friends that had a table set up inside, watch the end of the Ireland game, watch the end of the Wales game. Oh, just heartbreaking penalties for Wales and Ireland. I think it's going to suck too. Without Ireland not in the World Cup, that's a big fan base that would have really, really tore up the United States, which I would have loved to have seen. And it just kind of sucks that they're out. And Wales, I mean, what's more disappointing, Anthony?
I'd say the expectation with the Irish. Actually, going into it, the expectation, I wouldn't really know, but the 4 minutes to go, they were 2-0 up.
2-0 up.
The 2-0 up is what I've it just drives you crazy.
And do you see the penalty they give away? It's just the guy's going out of play naturally. He's under no threat. So Collins is here, the Czech player's there, and Manning's here, and then just pulls him when he's absolutely.
So it should have been a throw-in.
No, it was corner, going out for a corner.
No. Oh, I thought it was going to even go out. I thought that was going to even go out for just a throw-in at that point, but it ended up being a free kick.
No, it was a pen. So they give away a pen.
Sorry, I'm thinking about the second goal.
Gotcha. No.
It should have been a free kick.
Yeah.
Or it should have been just a throw-in, but the guy did something stupid there in the corner. Ends up being a free kick outside there. that obviously opens up that header. But yeah, the first pen, I actually probably missed that because I was coming in from work. But
yeah, so the pen Ireland giveaway was just insane, just so stupid. There was no need to touch him there. And I know the heat of the moments and all that stuff. I don't know what it's like to play an international playoff game, but I can understand. Yeah, I can understand the context. But stupid pen to give away. But then they looked really solid. They looked really good. They could have scored again. And yeah, it's just a heartbreaking. And then
it's also a shame from a just a home nation's point of view that all three went out within minutes of each other. Yeah, you're just like, oh, lads.
And the pens.
Yeah.
Oh, God, they were shit.
I mean, you could tell too. You can see the guys that walk up and they're confident, and the guys that walk up and they're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, the pens were absolutely shocking, and the Welsh pens were even worse. And even in the pens, the Ireland made the first save.
So they had the lead,
and you're like, oh, cool, it's going to come back around, and then it was just miss after miss back to back, and I'm like, and
you think with Kelleher in goal, too,
he's great.
He's great in pens.
Yeah.
It's like he gets that first save, and I'm like, oh, Ireland's got this locked up.
Yeah. He's phenomenal. But no, I was gutted because, again, for selfish reasons, in my house, it would have been a bit more crack. You've got more skin in the game.
Yeah.
Northern Ireland had a tough one. They were never really meant to do anything there. But Wales and or Ireland getting through would have been brilliant.
Well, Wales and Ireland both being ahead, and especially Ireland being ahead by 2, and then both losing on penalties, it's rough. I mean, like you said, Northern Ireland, big ask against Italy. Yeah, they're 2-0 down.
Did you guys see Brennan Johnson's pen?
Oh,
yeah.
And it's like that's supposed to be one of your Premier League players. Like, put it on target, man. That is terrible.
Bellamy,
no wonder this guy's been on 3 teams in the last 9 months.
Yeah, the coach wasn't happy. He at the end he was like, "We practiced this. I don't want," and he just came out and said, "I don't want people to think we didn't practice for the scenario. We really trained for this scenario. We had sessions on pens." And you can tell he's like, "Get it in the fucking goal, like, come on,
get on, make a save, get on target."
And you can tell, there was a couple opportunities. Harry Wilson early on in that one, he had a couple shots that just missed there, and it's like you just kind of. I feel like you just get so towards the end of those games, you just get so, and it's like I just don't want to make a mistake, and it was just it was just heartbreaking.
You need your big players to step up. You need your big players to step up, and Harry Wilson is at the moment one of Wales's best players, and if he wasn't fully on it, then you're going to be in.
That's why Italy's got a Tonali. Guy just makes plays, gets a goal and an assist.
This is the best. This is the most relevant. I've seen both those teams for a while, England and Ireland. Growing up, they were both really good. They had great teams.
You mean Wales and Ireland?
What did I say?
England and Ireland.
Sorry.
Always had to bring it back to the 3 lines.
Well, we're always great. But no, Italy, Wales and Ireland growing up are good teams and they were competitive. That great Irish team out back in the day where it was
Roy Keane,
Shea Given, Ian Hart, big Gary Breen at the back, Richards, Dunn, Robbie Keane, the 2 Keanes. Who's that Chelsea both the left winger?
Oh, Damien Duff.
They had a squad so they were really competitive.
Kevin Kilban.
Zinedine Kilban. They were stacked, and it was always more fun. It was more fun to see these other teams, home nations in. And so, I'm gutted. It's good to see them coming back, though. And even when you're looking at that Ireland squad and you look at the starting 11, it's got a little something to it now. It's a few players you can say, all right, cool.
They're turning the corner. They last couple of years, you look at you look at an Ireland starting 11, you think, who's that?
Never heard of them. Yeah.
Whereas now you can kind of be like, I like that Nathan Collins a lot.
Yeah.
The keeper, I think, he's probably the best keeper they've had in a while. Probably since
100%. Yeah. O'Brien from Everton. Not just saying it because it's him, but
even their strikers, you got Troy Parrott, and then Evan Ferguson hasn't done much recently, but
he's doing okay in Roma. He just can't stay fit.
Yeah,
I just feel like it's such a wasted moment, right? Like the Troy Parrott moment you had,
right,
in just to even get to this stage against Hungary, and it's like it just feels like it's wasted. It feels like it's like you have such a magical moment, you make it to this playoff, and then it's just like we're up 2-0, and we just throw it all away.
Yeah.
You think it's worse to lose when they did all in the semis, or do you think it's worse to lose at the final hurdle? Like,
I think for the players, this one, right? Because you start to drink the Kool-Aid a little bit and believe. But with the fans, they got to see some good football, and it's good for the future to see that they're competitive again. Just good. And I don't like the way they've got a player friendly on Tuesday.
Ireland?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, like, you've just
killed me. What's the point?
All the teams that lost have to play. So,
play the young kids. Give the kids a chance.
Northern Ireland are playing Wales tomorrow.
Oh.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Silly.
I guess for like some of the guys that maybe it's their first time playing for their country or something like that, they've got something to play for. But like that would be.
But under that environment, is that where you want to make your debut?
Right.
You know, like I think that's so stupid. We wake up every morning and we have RT2 FM on in our house, and so it's the Irish radio station.
Of course.
And did he make that? Yeah, he got it. Yeah. And so they had the coach speaking, and you could see him. Poor fella was like, we're going to show them that we're still in it. We're going to show the fans and say thank you, and we're going to give some young blood a chance. We're going to build on this momentum. I'm like, imagine being a fan at that game, because all you're going to think is like what you could have won, what you could be playing for.
I doubt there's going to be many away fans there. Let's put it that way. Then.
Who are they playing?
Wales.
No,
Northern Ireland playing Wales. Ireland. Whoever else lost. Ireland playing. I don't know.
What's the point in that, lad?
I don't even have the energy in me to look up who they.
Absolutely ridiculous.
How do you get up for that? Like it just.
But how do you use the person taking the tickets? How do you use the person buying driving the bus? How do you use the person who gives a fuck about that game? Like, it's just cruel. It's cruel.
That is cruel. Well, listen, you did say I think it was like impossible to buy one of those Ireland tops, so maybe last time to wear it for a long time. Maybe haven't even got it yet. Man, I'm gonna get shanked on my way into
we slag off Chelsea. Now it's Ireland. We're not going to be allowed in the pub at all. But no, it's good. And then on a positive note, it's these lineups. You start to see a spine form with these teams of young talent, and you're like, all right, cool. They're going to build on this. None of these lads are aging out. The lads that are aging out are like Robbie Brady and Seamus Coleman. Say Seamus, no offense, he's been done for a while. God bless him. 89 minutes he played for the fucking Ireland. Isn't that mad?
When was the last time he played for Everton?
Fuck knows. Man. Like for more than 15 minutes, I can't remember. The last two games we've tried to start him, he's come off injured in the first half. So
saving himself for Ireland.
We need him in the dressing room. Interesting, but no, good things for the future. And speaking of the future, let's quickly slide into the England performance. What do you think of how we pick that starting lineup, Tay?
It's just a bit confusing, isn't it? It's just like there's this game and then tomorrow's game, and then you've got two warm-up games before the World Cup, and you kind of look at everyone else who's like fine-tuning their like team and using these games as like, okay, let's get some more game time for the starting 11, and then he's just like, oh, let's see who's going to be my fifth choice centre back. Like, it's just a bit like, and then the FA like build these two games as like England's like send off to the World Cup, but you got like Trafford playing in goal, and
you're dying to say Jimmy Garner, aren't you?
No, he did.
I thought Jimmy Garner looked great out there.
Actually, he got man of the match, so there's no opinions needed. But thank you, Wiz.
But no, I think you looked at some of the guys out there, and it's almost like Tuchel was just trying to like, all right, who do I officially cut? And it's like, I'm going to give these guys anyone who started that game. It's this is your last chance. Like,
but he even brought players in that he didn't need to cut because no one thought that they were even in.
That's my thing. Like, I don't think if he played lads that have been in the squad on the peripheral the entire time, like he's still working shit out now. There was out of that starting 11.
I don't actually think he is. I don't actually. That's the point. I don't think he's actually still working shit out, but that game made it seem like he is.
Well, what is he doing then?
I think that I think he's actually resting the players that he knows are his locks for the squad and for his starting 11, because he's like, I know how they play, I know who they are, and I think in his head he thinks we don't need them to carry on gelling because they have been playing together. But
Matt,
yeah,
there's players there that shouldn't be playing for England, really, and the lads that I thought he'd give more of a run to, he's got a striker problem. So you look at the squad.
He hasn't, because he's got the best striker in the world, one of the best strikers in the world that he's going to play.
He's regularly hurt and old.
He's not regularly hurt.
He's regularly hurt and he's old as fuck. He has to work out.
He's 30.
Huh?
He's 30. 31, maybe.
Bollocks.
Kane? Look it up.
Said with such venom. 32. Okay. I was going to say 34, so we're meeting in the middle. You thought he was 26.
He'll probably be 34 by the summer.
Yeah.
You can't go from 32 to 34.
That's quite a jump that way.
And listen, the Heat in this summer here, one game Harry Kane plays here, he'll go from 32 to 34.
I just thought this camp and these selections, Tuchel's brought unnecessarily issues on himself. And I don't really get it, but he's comfortable enough now, and he knows exactly what he wants, I think. But
this was the time to give Harvey Barnes a cap, yeah.
Hey,
he had a Scotland jersey on 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he got his goal stolen from him by that fake tan merchant.
Yeah, but that's it. Ben White, picking Ben White, and then Ben White becomes a story because he's booed when he comes on, booed when he scores, booed when he gives away the pen. But you don't after what has just happened in the whole story with Trent.
Yeah, I know.
The fact that then you include Ben White in the squad that no one's he's not even playing for Arsenal.
Yeah.
So if White was Arsenal starting right back and playing fantastically, then you could be like, oh, okay, yeah, I see it. James is out injured, and if you don't fancy Trent, bring White in. But no one's looking for it. So why are you doing that?
Yeah,
he's been Mr. Consistent throughout his whole reign.
Yeah.
And he's had favourites who've played well, and it's lined. He stuck to his guns with not picking big players. But that last game, some of these picks at this time of the year, so close to the tournament, and the Trent thing to me just makes me think, fuck's sake, have we got another?
It's going to happen again.
Yeah, have we got someone else who's going to bottle under the pressure? Is it the scrutiny? And he doesn't look like he's flapping, but it just none of these things make sense.
I don't think he is flapping.
Ben White, Arsenal's third string right back, ahead of Real Madrid's starting right back.
Yeah. And look, I'd love this to, I'd love all my doubts to be I was just worried about nothing, and summer's come and we're all gelled again. But some of this really did bring me back to when Capella was just what he was doing before the tournament, and you just what's going on? And then hearing the stories of that, and I don't think Tuchel's like Capella, and I think the players have bought into him, but some of the stuff I was just why are you doing this? And it's bringing unnecessary scrutiny, and
the stuff with Bellingham. Why are you poking your? I think Bellingham's the best player on England. And it's why are you poking your best player?
Right. Exactly.
The comments about what his mom said, it's it just seems ridiculous. So I want to put you two guys on the spot. Who would you guys have as your starting 11? I want to hear it.
Me and him are quite
right now.
Me and him are quite online. I'll go, and then you say where you disagree.
Right.
Pickford. Are we saying Reece James is fit or not fit?
Yes, Reece James.
I'm going to say he's fit.
Okay, Reece James on the right, Nico Riley. I would personally start with Gay and Konza.
If Stones is fit, I would go Stones over Konza, but that's a bigger if Stones is fit.
Stones hasn't been fit all season.
Agreed, but yes, so they're the choices.
What about a little bit of Lewis Hall competition on the left
I
back?
think Hall is very close for me. if it's not O'Reilly, then Hall. But I just think O'Reilly is just more unflappable and just a talent.
Gives you another big body in the box too for crosses in for corner kicks.
I like Lewis Hall. I'm not an anti Lewis Hall guy. I just think I would have him third after Luke Shaw.
I think I would keep a Luke. No, I mean Luke Shaw didn't even make this 35-man thing.
Yeah,
so he ain't going to be on the team. I think Lewis Hall, you keep him for a game. Like, listen, I know Barcelona torched us in the second one, but he did really well against Yamal, and I think he's going to do really well against those really quick guys. I think O'Reilly's like a big body, but he's not as quick twitch as those guys. He has his strengths, but I think it's good to have options at left back. I think you go with James and Livramento on the right.
Why?
I think you go with
why. No, I agree with that.
Don't be biased.
I'm not being biased. Like who else? If he's not going to take Trent, and
if we're talking about who we're picking, Livramento to me hasn't been good for you.
Well, he's been injured.
There's now a massive drop off if it's not Reece James, and Tuchel.
It's not if you pick Trent.
Yeah, but he's not going to pick Trent. But yes, I agree. If you
pick Trent, there isn't as massive a drop off. It's not as good, but it's not. But like if you go to Livramento, who I really like, but he's been injured and he's been very suspect for Newcastle recently. Like the Newcastle, I think I said it to you last week, was Newcastle's back four aren't getting rave reviews at the minute, and so you're saying you're technically going to start the right back and the left back for a leaky back four who are currently 13th in the league in the Prem.
Listen, let me tell you one thing that's even scarier. He had Dan Burn as part of the guys that were the locks that were sitting up top.
That is true.
He had Dan Burn there. So I don't know. I wouldn't be too worried about Livramento. I mean, I'd be worried about Dan Burn being a starting center back for England. That's what I'd be worried about.
Midfield is a lock with Rice and Anderson.
I agree.
Yeah. There's no one coming close to either of them. And it's kind of crazy how quickly Elliot Anderson has made that position his own, and just with zero, people being a competition for him.
Kobe Mainoo not putting a bit on the ball.
I prefer Wharton to Mainoo, but he just hasn't played enough for England. I just love Adam Wharton, and I'd love to see him what he could do for someone like
But do you like the Luke Shaw stuff? When Luke Shaw's been not good for Man United, he's been great for England. When Harry Maguire hasn't been good for Man United, he's been great for England. When Kobe there's certain players that have just done well for England. And I just think there's a different mindset or pedigree when you can deal with those situations. So I think that's been missing from a lot of England squads where we've gone, he's better on paper. Like, all right, cool. Who can live on the big stage? Kobe Mainoo's got that character that he would do well. So I like Wharton. I think he's a good player. But I think starting him over Mainoo personally would be, yeah.
Well, I think it's just such a lock for Anderson and Rice.
I think Tuchel's obsessed with Anderson. But
he's played that in for him, hasn't he?
I think Jimmy Garner will probably start again tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts again tomorrow.
He's so versatile.
Exactly.
That I think we're not planning to build the future of English football. We're planning to win the competition, aren't we? So someone like him can be useful for that stuff because he can play
right back. Playing right back if James is out.
Livramento, load in my ass. Go ahead then, wings.
It will be Saka, although there's more talk recently that Saka's just not been in form recently and hasn't played a lot for England. Yeah, but I do think he has to play. Saka, obviously, I would play Bellingham in the middle, and then I would there's a lot of talk for Gordon, but I would actually play Rodgers off the left because that's where he's playing for Villa. And then you can solve the problem of getting both Rodgers and Bellingham in. And I don't think a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you've got to play Gordon. So
I think I'd rather play Rashford over Gordon.
Big shout from the Magpie.
I just think you just watch that game. Rashford does some special stuff. Now, is he a guy
going?
Yeah, he's definitely going. I just think he's, maybe is he? I like the idea of Rodgers. I think because Rodgers and Bellingham, it's not that's kind of a debate right now. But I think I like the way that kind of sounds a little bit because I just think Gordon he can run, he can do all those things, but that he hasn't been great this year either. especially
People are
against tough
talking about
competition.
him like he's an automatic. It's
Mm.
like he's an automatic. It's like, right? Am I crazy with say that? Like people are talking about him like, oh, it's going to be Gordon on the left. I'm like, he's got to go.
I think
people are saying he's going to be Harry Kane's replacement if Kane's injured. Oh, Gordon will play the false nine. If England have got Anthony Gordon up front as the false nine, we're full.
What Tuchel does like though, he does like people who actually play on the wing to play on the wing. So what I'm saying about Rodgers on the left coming inside, like I'm not sure if Tuchel sees it like that. I think he likes to have Saka, he likes to have Gordon, likes Rashford, So that's why I don't think Palmer and Foden will go. I think Foden.
That's crazy.
I think Palmer will definitely go. I think
Palmer will go. I think he'll leave Foden at home.
When Palmer came to that game the other day against Uruguay, he was the best player on the pitch. I don't
Palmer
think
can play anywhere across that.
Still Foden.
I don't think Foden belongs anywhere near.
I don't think he'll take him.
That's a big shout, though.
I mean, he's not even playing. He's not playing for his club. He's not playing
Phil Foden's not playing for City.
No.
Phil Foden's a fantastic player.
Ryan Cherky's taken his spot at City. He hasn't played since.
I think for England, you've got Bellingham, Rodgers, Eze, Palmer.
Yeah. All
ahead of Foden. And there's only so many.
I'm not rooting for him to.
No, but there's only so many players you can bring on. So if the press and everyone's right that it's between Bellingham and Rodgers starting in that hole, then if Bellingham starts, then Rodgers comes on. You don't then bring Foden on, or then it's So I don't think you're going to bring. I don't think he's going to take Bellingham, Rodgers, Palmer, and Foden because they all in his eyes they're all the same position. And he doesn't.
Could you play a Cole Palmer off the right wing?
Yeah, absolutely good. Yeah, but I think Tuchel prefers a sack. In Tuchel's eyes, you've got Saka on the right wing, and if it's not Saka, he likes that Madueke, and if it's not him,
injured,
it's Bowen. Right, and if it's not him, it's Bowen. He wants his wingers to be wingers. He doesn't want it to be Palmer who comes inside. So, I could be massively wrong, but I just don't think I can't see a world where he takes all four of them because I think Eze can. He does see Eze off the left coming inside. But I don't know if I don't think he sees that as he's been asked that in press conferences, and he says I don't see Palmer or Foden playing on the wings and coming in.
Madueke, him getting a game, him getting us in the squads. What do you think about that?
He got injured too in that game.
But just in general, is he crushing it for Arsenal? Is he good enough to put pressure on Eze and Palmer and Gordon and shit like that?
He's a cup player for Arsenal. That's reality. He's a cup player.
He's not. But he's not he's got no versatility.
I find it hard to wrap my head around. If you've got Saka as your first choice for England, but then you're still going to take Madueke, who for Arsenal, Saka plays, and if Saka doesn't play, Madueke, it's almost like you're taking a backup.
Backup, yeah.
Yeah, but also then you're doing the same for England. I'd rather and I know he hasn't done it as much for England, but Bowen plays week in, week out, and
I'd take Bowen over Madueke any day of the week.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'd take him because he can play up top as well, and
exactly
he's a different. You got to look at this is why I'm rooting for Calvert-Lewin to get a seat on the plane because you've got to have different. You have your system and you have your players you want in your system. Then you have a replacement for that. If that person's injured. But then you've also got to have all right, cool, playing against this style of team. We might play higher up, don't have bigger lads at the back, or, we've got X amount of time left. You need different options. And I think a few England managers in the past have been guilty of not taking options. Bowen's different. He's a bit more direct. He's a different player. Calvert-Lewin is phenomenal in the air and has got a good touch on him. I think you need those variety players to come in certain different scenarios where they can add value. And if you're thinking Saka and Madueke, it's just fucking like for like.
Do you think Calvert-Lewin is probably the most similar player we've got to Kane as a striker?
Personally, yeah.
So in my opinion, if you're only going to play Kane, unless he gets injured, and that's the system of playing, it makes sense to me rather than just take someone completely different. If you're playing that system, then it's a plug and play with Calvert-Lewin. I'd rather have it
with an asterisk and you can't replace Harry Kane. So there's no point talking about it, right?
Right.
But if you're looking for someone to play the ball up to, hold it up, pass it off. He's got great control. He's good in the air. He's a threat in the box, and he can finish. So Solanke's more of a poacher, isn't he?
Yeah, what is Solanke doing there?
We haven't got anybody.
Even over like an Ollie Watkins, though, you're bringing in Solanke, like.
Well, Ollie Watkins to me is just
over Danny Welbeck.
Well, see that. So I personally would look at. I can't see him taking. I think he's going to take Ollie Watkins and not take Welbeck or Calvert-Lewin because he knows him. He's a.
I think he only takes 2 strikers.
You think he takes 2?
I think he takes 2, and then he's going to use Gordon and Rashford as like.
I think he
didn't. He's going to take Watkins and Kane.
I think he didn't pick Watkins for this squad because he knew that the first game he was looking at Dominic Solanke and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and it was like, which are the one that I prefer out of these two? And the second game he's playing Kane. He didn't need to play Watkins in either game because he knows what Watkins is.
Yeah, I agree.
He's going to take Watkins. He's going to take Watkins. So I think that this was like, let's give Solanke half and Calvert-Lewin half, and I'm choosing between those two as number 3 essentially.
Yeah, Calvert-Lewin is a sitter as well.
So I think that like he's probably. I would prefer to take Calvert-Lewin over Solanke, but out of the 3 of them, I'd probably prefer Watkins out of the 3.
Why, out of curiosity?
Because
is he lighting it up for Villa?
No, but he's scored that amazing goal against Holland, didn't he? Against the Netherlands in the last.
Oh, cool! 2 years ago, that's cool.
It just gave us.
The lad's got a goal on him. I just think he's so streaky, and he's so different to Kane.
Mm.
So like, he's
It is one of those like, if Kane gets done his ankle done in game 1, I don't think you want to change the whole system because you've then just got Watkins. I think having someone that you can plug and play that isn't as good as Harry Kane naturally, but can play the same
similar attributes.
Yeah, then you don't have to rip up everything that you've been working on.
Yeah.
Do you know what's crazy though? So I was watching a little bit of France, Brazil.
Fucking second.
Oh, what a crap!
Monday.
France and Brazil. France's front 3. They got Mbappe, Dembele, and Elise. Probably the 3 best players in the world right now. Their backups are basically PSG's front line. They got Doué, they've got who was the other guy? Barcola, and then they've got Ekitike. It's like they've got
where they're going Solanke or
exactly. Ekitike.
When was the last time Watkins scored?
Yeah,
like Barcola, Doué, these guys just won the Champions League and they're backups for France. Like that team is so stacked. It's terrifying. Crazy.
Who played up top for Brazil? I was meant to check that actually.
I think João Pedro, right?
He did.
Is playing their 9, I think, and then they've got Vinny Jr. and Rafinha on the wings.
So that game was in Boston, and it's been all over the local news that it was an absolute shit show because lines for the train couldn't get into the stadium. Really? It was their like little warm up for
when they shit the bed.
And it was like, if this is what it's going to be like, then it's going to be a nightmare.
Oh, it's going to be bad. I mean, our New Jersey governor just put in a tax on Meadowlands County during the World Cup. So basically anyone who's there, they're charging more for hotels. They're taxing on that. They're putting in an extra sales tax. It's like
America.
It's disgusting. I think it came out today. Like it's more expensive to park at the World Cup than it is to go to a Euros game. Like that's bullshit.
Next
like,
Euros,
it's disgusting.
Was it something very un-American? There's no tailgating apparently allowed.
It's that I think has more to do with like some national security stuff. I think they do the same thing for the Super Bowl at MetLife. They don't allow any tailgating there. It's all just
for real.
Yeah. So I think that because it's going to be the World Cup final, that's a big security risk. And
that makes more sense.
They usually lock down that whole area.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
In my head, I was like, that's mental.
It's so stupid. Like that's just the one thing that is. I think some of the cities, it's going to be awesome. Like I think like some of the cities just have great setups. Like Seattle, some of the games that are out there, they've got a great setup with their stadium right downtown that everyone could just go to the bars and basically walk to the game. There's going to be some places where it's a bit more spread out, but I think overall, I think it's going to be. I mean, once they start playing, we know it's going to be awesome. But I just hate all the noise and the politics around it. It just lessens it, and it just makes people so like distraught about it. And the thing that sucks is you price out the real fans, and you just have these corporate sponsorships, and that kind of takes away. Like, I almost think the World Cup should just have like caps on its prices. And it's like, no matter where it is, these are the caps on them.
Well, there should be like, do you know the way every county has to have a certain percentage for different for community housing, right? So they're saying, right, you can live in this lovely area, but we're making allowances for people who want to live in this area. And there should be the same with these kind of like massive events. I'm not talking like the Knicks game. I'm talking like, you know, people that would cut off their left arm to watch their country play, and just making it so inaccessible. It's not like, you know, these people haven't mismanaged the money or anything like that. It's like, it's outpriced most people.
Kansas City Airbnb is up 600%.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to take a look myself.
How many spare bedrooms there, Wiz?
I got an extra bed. I'll go live with Jack for a week or so.
Listen, I've got a second bedroom. Wiz, you're more than welcome. Just a dog, a baby, and, you know, wife and stuff. My crampy style.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit. But listen, I'm getting excited about it. I think we've got
Niklas.
Listen, I think it's gonna once they start playing. But hopefully, you know, just a quick little note on Team USA. Hopefully, by the time the World Cup comes along, figure out our fucking uniforms, because I watched that game on TV and I could barely tell which team was which. I could tell you which team was winning, and that was Belgium just boat racing us. So, not too excited about Team USA. These are supposed to get a good run.
What's the general consensus? Is it like, are people feeling good about them? Are people liking Poch? What's the crack?
I mean, I think people were feeling great. Like our last game, we dominated Uruguay, and you guys just, you know, obviously didn't play your best. You didn't play your best guys,
5-2, right?
Yeah, we had a great game. Momentum was strong, and you know, listen, we played our guys. Pulisic was playing, McKennie was playing. All these guys that we are relying on. It's not like we had a ton of guys out. And it's just like it's like we didn't even want to be there. And it's just frustrating. You're hearing Pochettino's got all these job offers lined up, so he's already probably
mad. That's crazy to me. That's
crazy.
Been the chatter for all year. Oh,
since he took over?
Yeah, basically.
He was like a month into the job, and then they were like, "Oh, do you want to go back to Spurs?"
Yeah.
So,
but you're a cup team. You're like the US in general have always done well in comps.
Yeah, I think they'll get it together once the summer comes along, and I think they know being at home there is that extra pressure. They got to at least make it out of their group, or else it'll be a big embarrassment.
Yeah,
is Tyler Adams fit again, or is he injured?
He is fit. Yes, he's been playing for Bournemouth. He's been getting. I don't think he played in this last game that we had, but I think they were just giving him a little bit of extra rest there. But listen, we've got the guys. Just gotta come together at the right time.
Came back home. Getting him nice and primed for the World Cup.
Exactly.
The Ginger Ninja.
Mm-hmm. So
who's the Ginger Ninja?
Josh Sargent.
Josh Sargent, yeah. Isn't he banned from Norwich right now? Isn't he?
Yeah.
Actually,
he signed for Toronto. He went.
He came back. Actually, there was an interesting little tidbit that was said during that Uruguay game. Did you guys hear the story about Darwin Nunez? So he is at, I think, Al Ahly, one of the Saudi teams.
He went from Liverpool to
apparently you're only allowed to have 5 guys on your team that are non-Saudi. And you're only allowed to have 5 internationals. So he signs there. Apparently a month later they sign Karim Benzema, and they basically just tell Darwin Nunez, like, sorry, like we can only have 5 guys on the roster. That's for league play. I guess they have like a Saudi Champions League. Those are the only games he's played in. Like he's only played in like 5 games this year.
How much?
And apparently, there's only like 4 of those games left, but he is not allowed to play in their season games. They've just kind of told him, like, sorry, we signed Benzema, like he's better than you.
That's mad.
Talk about your career, like you go from winning the Premier League at Liverpool. You know, I'd say Liverpool fans, as much as he sucked, like they still kind of like they loved him.
I think they'd have him back now.
Yeah, I think they would too. And it's like this guy is just at Al Ahly, just collecting dust, like. Doing absolutely nothing.
He's collecting.
Oh, he's collecting. But you got to be there for like 3 years to get it all tax free, though. So,
jeez, he's young. He's like 23.
It's crazy, though. It's crazy that like a guy like that is just not even playing, and that's why he didn't start for Uruguay because like he's getting no minutes there.
Yeah, he doesn't play football anymore. Well, that's why. What's the one person who we haven't organically spoke about? Ivan Toney. If Ivan Toney was still playing in the Prem, he's going to the World Cup.
Or if he's playing anywhere in Europe, I think.
Yeah, he's going to the World Cup. No question.
Because I mean, obviously we're at Saudi, but he's been banging them in. I think he's got like 20.
I take him just for the
No
pens.
one gives an absolute shit.
Yeah.
You want that guy when you're taking penalties.
But Tuchel took him, brought him into like one of the first camps, and then didn't even give him. I think give him like a minute in one of the games, but like
You've
just
got,
like
the way the Prem is now, where
Yeah.
it's so strong and it's so every week you don't know what's going on, and he's playing against who? You know,
Benzema.
he's Benzema at the back, is he? No, we'll see.
That's the point. You never hear of any defenders going to Saudi.
No. So I guess
Harry Maguire going to Saudi.
Yeah, Harry Maguire. I guess last thing before we kind of talk about the FA Cup games coming up, do we want to talk a little bit about Spurs?
Yes.
Igor Tudor resigned, probably mutual decision there, leaving
Mutual
the club
consent, they said.
without a win. So that's tough on his. I guess he technically did. He got one in the Champions League, but they still didn't go through.
Drew to Liverpool. That was a decent result for them.
Yeah,
But
that is just
factually
a quick turnaround.
1 point in his tenure. That's tough. And
I think the move had to happen, though. It's their only chance. If he stayed there, they would go down.
yeah, there was an interesting. I was listening to a podcast, a lesser podcast, and Brad Friedel was talking about Daniel Levy and the impact that no one's really talking about, like because there was so much negativity around him. They were like, he ran a tight ship, and everyone's giving him shit for not increasing the wage bill and stuff like that. But they did stuff from the stadium perspective, the training, like they got Champions League final, like they did things and they were never at risk. And they said to Brad Friedel, like, would there be? And he's like, I would. There was no way if he's at the helm, they'd be in this position.
Absolutely.
And I was like, interesting for an ex-player to say that because he gets so much, negative press on him. But yeah, I think the Tudor thing, it's like when Forest brought in Ange, they brought in a guy who has a very particular system that doesn't translate to the players they've got in the locker room. So you're automatically set up for failure. And so he's renowned football, playing three at the back. He did that, didn't change. They did change. They won a game. They did okay. But then you can't lose to Forest like that. And the changes, I said last week, the changes he made at halftime were just ridiculous. But the gentleman whose name's blanked out my head, De Zerbi. What's your thoughts on that? That's a win for them, right? Considering where they're at.
It's a no lose situation for I think either side.
Why?
Because De Zerbi will come in, he'll probably get an instant reaction because I think they're giving him a 5-year deal from what the reports are saying. If the worst thing
come in now, that's the only
if the worst thing happens and they go down, De Zerbi will say, "I was manager for 7 games. This isn't me." But he'll definitely you'd imagine he'd have a break clause if they do go down if he's taken over right now. But
I think he'd be coming in here knowing he's got a year to come back up with them. That just sounds ludicrous for a man of his caliber.
De Zerbi goes, but De Zerbi goes in there knowing that realistically, Spurs get 2 wins out of their last 7 games. They're staying up, I think.
Like that's proving to be difficult,
Of course, but I think he's the kind of manager that you would see a new manager bounce out of, especially in that position.
He's a bit of a ball buster.
Exactly. And the thing that I think that they were on to with Tudor, they didn't even give him, they just gave him to the end of the season from the start. They brought him in as an interim and he had no connection to the club. Usually with an interim, it's like you know the club.
James Morrison, the baggies factor and everyone's pulling it. Yeah.
But as much shit as Man United get for keep appointing interims, usually they're interims that have
like a Ruud Van Nistelrooy or like a Michael Carrick.
The funny thing is, Spurs interim would have probably been Ryan Mason if he hadn't have
shit the bed with the
shit the bed so hard with the West Brom. But no, I think De Zerbi's absolutely.
It's not good. It's got not good news for our boys, is it? Forest Joe and West Ham Lou.
That was the worst news they could have heard.
I mean, look, Forest are in the driving seat here. I think Leeds could get back in.
Into the shit?
Yeah, Leeds are only a point.
I just think they're so good at home, though. Like, that is a tough place to play at home at Leeds. I think they're going to get a win or two there.
Leeds.
I keep
Leeds
changing my mind, I keep changing my
mind. Palace are fine. They're on 39 points now. Leeds 33, Forest 32, Spurs 30, West Ham 29. It's one of those four, isn't it? 7 games left.
I think the Forest winning in that manner against Tottenham, that's got the locker room flying,
Yeah.
But I could see. But then West Ham, I like Nuno. I like Nuno a lot. I can't see Nuno taking a team down. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know anymore. You change your mind. Yeah. FA Cup picks, lads. So we've got we spoke about this briefly before we came on. It was like 7:45 a.m. City Liverpool. What a waste of a fucking game.
Well, especially with like the Mo Salah news, right? Do you think he starts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to change anything. And who's playing if he doesn't?
No, I think. I think especially in this is the last competition Liverpool are in, right?
Yeah.
No, they're still in the Champions League.
They're still in the Champions League, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're gonna play PSG. They're gonna get smoked.
But City just come off the League Cup win. Playing Liverpool, I think that'll be a good game.
I think City is gonna win.
You do?
I think Liverpool.
Really?
Yeah. I just think it's too impactful for Liverpool to lose this. Like Arne Slot loses this.
There's nothing else to look. There's the only thing to look forward to is qualifying for the Champions League, and
getting fired.
That could get very stressful.
Yeah, I think this would give them a window to make a change if he loses this. There's enough time left to bring someone in interim.
Yeah,
and I think this is a big game for him. So I'd be interested to see it. I think Liverpool could do it. And then obviously we're all rooting for Port Vale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know more than us. How's Port Vale and Southampton looked recently?
Southampton looked all right?
But they'll get rolled over by Arsenal. Port Vale looked decent in the last round, Chelsea are gonna.
The team that Arsenal puts out for that game is going to be Norgard, Jesus, Martinelli. Like, I can already name the team right now, and it's like you name some of those guys. It's like, hey, it's not that bad of a team. It's like they basically just have their cup teams until they get to their semis.
All of Arsenal's players are injured right now, aren't they?
Yeah, injured.
They all left their international camps. Saka, Rice, Zubimendi,
Saliba.
Yeah,
Eze.
Eze actually is injured, but
yeah. So was Tonali.
Yeah, they all picked up knocks while Saka and Rice were resting, but picked up knocks.
Yeah. It's hard to do that, but listen, it happens. It happens.
What about West Ham Leeds? It's probably the one that I'm looking forward to the most because it won't be at 7:45 in the morning.
Yeah. But also, it's going to be interesting because both of them are in that relegation battle together. But pressure's off. It would be interesting what teams are picked, and they can just go at each other and without the fear of the drop.
Total guess, because to your point, there's so many things associated to it. I'm going West Ham.
I'm going West Ham as well.
I think West Ham pressure's off. They're at home, and
why is the pressure off? Because it's not the league. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Like they could lose, and it doesn't impact them too much. No one's expecting either of these teams to win that.
But they also need to stay up as well. So it's like there's some roster management there too. You'd hope that a West Ham or Leeds would play their best teams, but they could also be looking at this like what's more important. But I think with the time off and I don't think West Ham and Leeds have too many guys on international duty, so they should be well rested.
Aren't you?
But whoever gets the win in the cup, maybe then has a psychological edge in the relegation battle.
Hey, aren't you like 4 points ahead of these guys? Where's
4 points is a lot, baby.
So I'm the only one. You both went City, I went Liverpool. We're all saying Chelsea, Arsenal, and then
I'm going West Ham.
Yeah, I'm going West Ham for Lou.
For Lucas.
Yeah, for Lou, for the Greek. Lads, with 24 seconds under an hour, so...
Let's hope this actually gets posted. I mean, it may not. We may have just done this for ourselves.
Old punctual Packwood at it again.
We'll figure this thing out because I love when we're live. I've been getting some shout-outs from people. Probably not live tonight. I'm definitely not live tonight.
We're definitely live tonight. I'm telling you for a fact we're not live tonight.
No, I know that. We'll figure this out.
Yeah, more to come. Nice one, boys. Appreciate you.
Cheers, lads.
Thanks, Al. All right, do we have to do anything? Wait for the upload?